pursuit of happiness becomes more than just a wish in our fast-paced world where obligations and diversions appear never-ending. Imagine leading a life where every single day is marked by sincere smiles and obstacles are met with a cheerful attitude. Happiness is more than just a concept. It's a discipline that explores the complexities of the human well-being and the routes that lead to a life of joy and contentment. This topic is especially relevant to my generation, as somehow Gen Z is the most unhappiest generation despite living in one of the most peaceful times in history. A series of consumer surveys and interviews conducted by McKinsey revealed that 1 in 4 Gen Z respondents reported feeling emotionally distressed. This is almost double the levels reported by millennial and Gen X respondents and almost triple the levels reported by baby boomer respondents. In the next few minutes, we are going to unravel the mysteries behind this delightful emotion that we all crave but desperately lack. I'm Harish Manuvel from CPS Global School Tirumarisai, and I'm here today to share with you 3 key laws to follow to get the most out of your life and to achieve true happiness each and every single day. Let's take a look at the first law, practicing gratitude, which brings us to 2 very simple but very powerful words. Thank you. And please do not get up from your seats yet. I'm not done for my talk. So why are these 2 words so important? Well, humans operate on what's known as a hedonic treadmill, which means we quickly tend to stabilize at a certain set point of happiness. Take this for an example. Imagine buying a new phone that you've had your eyes on for a while. A super sleek and modern design that's all you've ever wished for, and you've been saving every last penny for it. You feel inexplicable happiness each time you hold it in your hands, and you almost never want to leave it. However, as with material things, the novelty of it wears out, and eventually it becomes another monotonous part of your daily routine. You no longer experience that same sucker punch of dopamine that you felt when you first bought it. So, how do we overcome this ominous and intimidating treadmill? It seems as though it's impossible to escape its clutches. It seems as though all the satisfaction you gain from achievements just goes down the drain after a while. How do we preserve this happiness? This is where the magical and underrated practice of gratitude journaling helps us. This simple tool allows us to be more thankful and satisfied with what we have, which in turn makes us happy. Gratitude journaling helps train your mind to focus on the positive even in the midst of challenges. It's been shown to increase happiness, reduce stress, and improve overall well-being. The practice encourages you to notice and appreciate the richness of your life, ultimately contributing to a more joyful and contented outlook. So, how do we utilize this tool? The most important and useful aspect of gratitude journaling is your ability to be as specific as you want with it. Remember, this journal should serve you as your personal guide. For this reason, instead of writing down something generic like, I'm so grateful for my brother, you can instead be more descriptive of what your brother did for you that you're so grateful about and how it has impacted you. Now, of course, don't just stop with family. Variety is also imperative to a good gratitude journal. Explore different aspects of your life to be thankful about. Relationships, experiences, achievements, nature. The possibilities are endless. A key thing to note is that one of the most crucial aspects to gratitude journaling is your ability to be genuine with it. Remember, there are no wrong or right answers, so you can write about whatever that makes you happy that you're grateful about. Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of anything in reward, safe in the knowledge that someday someone might do the same for you. Princess Diana. This law is arguably one of the closest ones to my heart, and I would like to share a story in which I was a recipient of an act of kindness that impacted me greatly. I was the captain of an Infocom club back in 2018 in my old school in Singapore, and as part of an experiential learning program, my school brought me and a few other club captains to Vietnam to experience their culture and to collaborate with the local Vietnamese school. It was my first time in a foreign country, and like my peers who would accompany me, I was extremely excited. During the trip, we went to a village which was quite far from the city and the hotel we were staying in. Being the playful kid that I was, I left my group and wandered off alone, and surprise, surprise, I got lost. Paddy fields and lush green vegetation everywhere, but not a single teacher or classmate in sight. Very naturally, I started to bawl my eyes out. Could you imagine being 11 years old, stuck in a random village in the middle of an entirely different country? I thought I'd never see my parents again. There were many people who just walked by me, ignoring me, wailing at the top of my lungs. Suddenly, I felt a tap on my back, and when I turned around, I saw an elderly man with a straw hat looking at me with deep concern on his face. He saw my school uniform and probably figured that I was separated from my group. With a huge smile on his face, he pointed towards his road and then excitedly gestured at my shirt. He told me to get onto his bullock cart, and though I was reluctant, I had no other choice. While we were on the move, he kept talking to me, and even though I didn't understand a single word, I understood that he was trying to console me and cheer me up. After a while, I finally saw my teachers in the distance, and I immediately pounced out of the bullock cart and ran towards them at breakneck speed, completely forgetting to thank the man. However, what I remember the most that day was not the fear I felt, or even the relief I felt when I finally reunited with my group. It was the man's hearty laughter as he saw me scramble towards my teachers. On that day, the elderly man did something for me with no expectation of anything in return, despite him presumably having a long and grueling day working at the paddy fields. Our bodies produce this wondrous chemical called oxytocin, which is responsible for the warm feelings of connectedness we experience when we do something nice for someone. The best part about this chemical is that, weirdly enough, it is contagious. Studies have shown that just by merely observing an act of kindness, your body experiences a surge of oxytocin. We feel happy when we do something nice for someone, the same way we feel happy when someone does something nice for us. Now, unlike the first law, the second law does not have any distinct method to it. You have a lot of creative liberties with this law. Just pay attention to the people around you. Notice when someone might need your help or when a kind word could brighten their day. Engage in random small acts of kindness. Pay for strangers' coffee, leave a kind note on someone's desk, or even help carry groceries for your elderly neighbor. Offer a listening ear to someone going through a tough time. Sometimes kindness means being there for someone emotionally as well. Remember, kindness has a ripple effect. Your small act of kindness can inspire others to do the same, kickstarting a chain reaction of positivity, making the world a better place for everyone. We are easily distracted by our minds. Most of the time, our thoughts are either in the far future or in the past, planning, stressing, thinking back, fantasizing. The advantages of practicing mindfulness can be wonderful, and it can help us better handle the conflicting demands of our busy lives. So far, I've yapped on and on about ways to increase happiness. Now, I'd like to shed some light on how to maintain happiness. I believe this is equally as important, as all it takes for someone to lose their happy mood is a minor inconvenience. Let's say you're stuck in an annoying traffic jam on the way to an important meeting that could alter the course of your life. You wait for hours, yet the traffic just doesn't seem to budge. You begin questioning your life decisions, and you start to think that the universe is conspiring in a grand scheme to prevent you from getting a promotion. Eventually, your negative thoughts turn into a reality, and all of a sudden, you go from being hopeful to being sad. But wait, what if you practice the third law of mindfulness? You first acknowledge your anger and frustration. You realize consciously that you're getting upset and that your stress levels are rising. You take a few deep breaths and focus on the sensation of each breath entering and leaving your body. This helps calm your nerves and creates a moment of pause. You then practice positive self-talk by telling yourself, I can't control the traffic. However, I can control my reaction to it. Getting angry simply won't help. I'll get there when I get there. Just by simply being aware of your emotions and responding to them intelligently, we can be happy virtually all the time. There is a story usually attributed to the Native American tradition which strongly illustrates my previous point. A child asks a village elder, "I have two wolves fighting within me. One wolf is angry, hasteful, and evil. The other wolf is kind, compassionate, and patient." The child asks, "Which wolf will win the fight?" The village elder responds, "Whichever one you feed." Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of our journey with our three remarkable laws, I hope you all leave here today with not just a pocket full of wisdom, but a heart full of hope. But let's not forget, it's not about us as individuals. It's about us as a collective, as a community, and as a world. When we embody these three laws, when we practice gratitude, when we extend acts of kindness, and when we embrace mindfulness, we not only transform our own lives, but we send ripples of positivity into the lives of those around us. In the end, my friends, the happiness hypothesis isn't a mere theory. It's a blueprint for a brighter, more fulfilling existence. As we step out of this room today, let us be change makers, the architects of a world where happiness isn't a distant, unattainable star, but rather a cherished companion. In the pursuit of happiness, truths may be challenging, and some daring choices may be uncomfortable. Yet, within these moments of vulnerability lie the keys to unlocking lasting joy. Are you ready to embrace them? Thank you.